Well, this is going to be a fun video. Want to find out what I'm talking about? Stay tuned. Welcome to AA Comics. I am Aaron Baldwin, and this is a comic community tag video. Big shout out to Alex the Comic Hoarder. I was tagged by him, along with Comics with Bonics, Automatic Comics, Geek Aficionado. And this video has its origins with We Love Comics. Very interesting tag video. And the idea is to basically show off your graded comic book collection from your lowest grades all the way up to your highest grades, and to see how many you can check off the list. So from 0.5 all the way up to 9.8 or 9.9 or 10 if you have one of those. So if you're new here, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and prepare for glory. And for those of you who have been here for a while, I know what you're thinking. No jacket, Aaron? And to that I say, you wear a jacket. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Got my trusty slab stand. So to start us off, I have Detective Comics 142 in a 2.5. So obviously this means for me, I do not have a 0.5, a 1.0, a 1.8, or a 2.0. This is the bottom for me. And if you got to start at the bottom, in my opinion, what a great place to start. This is Detective Comics 142, the second appearance of the Riddler ever. This is the only 2.5 in the collection. Thrilled to have it. It is a good one. Shout out to the Golden Age Guru. I bought this from one of his claim sales raw. You ever see a book in a sale and you go, hey, this one's for me. That's exactly how I felt about this book. So thrilled to have it. It is a book that has gone way up since that claim sale, so I'm glad I have it now. All right, on to the 3.0. Now, for most of these, I'm going to show 2 or 3 books in each grade, and I'm going to be releasing a top 50 soon, so I didn't want to just do a repeat of those books, so I tried to bring in books that you're not going to see in that video as best I could. So, this is Green Lantern 16 in a 3.0. This is the origin and first appearance of the Silver Age star Sapphire. I bought this raw off Instagram. So actually, it has some tanning on the outside. I think there used to be tape on it, if you can see the back here. But I actually really like it. I think it gives it a lot of character. I've had a higher grade, and I've sold them and kept this one. I just really like how the 3.0 presents. This is a great book. I don't know. I think throwing out opinions like this is kind of par the course for YouTube. But in my opinion, still an underappreciated book. And an absolutely fantastic Gil Kane and Murphy Anderson cover. So, there you go. All right, again, for the 3.0s, we have Batman 42, the first Catwoman cover in Batman. So the first Catwoman cover is in Detective Comics, I believe Tech 122. And then obviously her first appearance is, well, I'll let you look up her first appearance and cry. You know, because you're never going to get it. I mean, or maybe you are, you know, if you're Nicolas Cage or someone like that. But Batman 42, amazing book. One of my favorite Batman covers ever. I'm thrilled to have this. I'm the 3rd owner of this book ever. So I bought it from a shop who bought it from the original owner. Bought it graded. This is just amazing. 3.0, complete. I mean, what more could you ask for from a book from the 40s? Just incredible book. So do the old switcheroo. And then we got Green Lantern, goodness, Showcase 22, the origin and first appearance of the Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, 3.5, cream to off-white pages, really important book. Shout out to New Force Comics for this one. Amazing book, one of the just pinnacle books in my collection. Thrilled to have this one. And finishing off the 3.5s, we got Detective Comics 259, the first appearance of Calendar Man. I have submitted a bunch of these. Love this book. A book that has been on the rise. People used to laugh, they're not laughing anymore. So, on to the 4s. Okay, first up in a 4.0, we have Action Comics 254. This is the first adult Bizarro. Not a book I see as often, so I wanted to try and showcase, some different books. Really cool key. Everyone knows the Superboy book, which is the first appearance of Bizarro, Superboy 68, but Action Comics 254 is the first adult Bizarro. So, really cool key. Something to consider if you see it out there in the wilds. It's got a really sweet date stamp too. So 4.0, awesome book. Next up, another Action Comics. We got Action Comics 242. This is the origin and first appearance of Brainiac. Also the first appearance of the Shrunken City Candor. 4.0, off-white pages. Really important DC key. Fantastic. You love to see it. You really do. Up next, the 4.5s. So starting us off, we have Fantastic Four 49 and a 4.5 off-white pages. First full appearance of Galactus, second appearance of the Silver Surfer, and first Silver Surfer and Galactus cover. Amazing cover. A lot of people think so. Just, wow. Kirby and Joe Sinnott doing it and doing it well. Yeah, not too much more to say about that book, except if you can get it, get it. Detective Comics 230, next up, 4.5. First appearance of the Mad Hatter, Jervis Tech. Just really cool book. Love these old tech books. This is from 56, so early Silver. Little bit of a tougher book to find, but 4.5 is a very presentable, very respectable grade for this book. And again in a 4.5, Detective Comics 259, the first appearance of Calendar Man. You already know, and if you don't know, find out. Next up, in the 5.0s, we got Detective Comics 276, the second appearance of Batmite. I got this book raw for a steal on eBay. Sometimes that happens where, report the robbery. So Sheldon Moldoff cover, really dark purple cover, classic tech from the 60s. Great book. Really cool. So happy to have that one. Up next, in a 5.0, we got Batman 38. Bought this raw, had the sticker on it, but is in a great area. Classic Penguin cover, Jim Mooney art, and first Batman art by Jim Mooney. I mean, look at this. Penguin with the flamethrower umbrella. What more could you ask for? So just incredible book. Really, really great. Whoops. Make sure we don't lose one. Don't want to lose someone. And again, Detective Comics 259 in a 5.0, the first appearance of Calendar Man. Guys, he's not going anywhere. Get used to it. All right, and up next, the 5.5s. Let's do it. So up next, we got Brave and the Bold 34, a 5.5, origin and first appearance of the Silver Age Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Also first appearance of Mavis Trent and Biff. Really cool book. Shout out to Automatic Comics for this one. Picked this one up from him. Incredible book. Incredible book. Up next, we got Batman 141 in a 5.5, the second appearance of the original Batgirl, and the first appearance of Clockmaster. Again, Sheldon Moldoff cover from 1961. Real campy. Here for it. Great book. Really cool. On to the next one. And again, Detective Comics 259 in a 5.5 off-white pages. The first appearance of Calendar Man. Don't stop. Get it. Get it. And I will. Up next, the 6.0s. We have Fantastic Four 52, first appearance of the Black Panther T'Challa. Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott cover and art. Stan Lee's story, an absolute classic. I bought this a few years back and no regrets. Incredible book. For me, one of the most important Marvel books there is. An all-time personal favorite. Up next, we got Batman 243 and a 6.0. This is signed by Neil Adams. Shout out to my guy James. I'll put his Instagram down below. Jimmy Jam's garage sale. Got this in a big Instagram trade with him. Thrilled to have this in the collection. I don't necessarily go after signed books, but when I can pick up Batman signed books from time to time, I do it. It's cool. It's definitely cool. Put that right here. And onto the 6.5s. A really cool book, Green Lantern number 8. First 5700 AD story. This is a Gil Kane and Jack Adler cover. Green Lantern 1 through 8 just has some, or 1 through 10, excuse me, has some classic covers. And I love the old school Green Lantern. I mean, look at this, battling this like magenta, purple, pink. What color are we calling this creature? Really cool. These books in higher grade are amazing. Picked this one up from Hiram over on Instagram. Shout out to you, brother. Really good one. Just a classic, an absolute classic. Next up in the 6.5s, we have Doom Patrol 99, the first appearance of Beast Boy, Garfield Logan, later becomes the Changeling. Really cool book in an extremely respectable grade. This book, the higher the grade gets, the more difficult to find. Really thrilled to have that one. You know what time it is? I think you do. Detective Comics 259 in a 6.5 off-white to white pages. The first appearance of Calendar Man. This is my highest graded copy at the moment. I am on the prowl for a 7.0 or higher. Those books have gone through the roof. I think an 8.0 recently, like 3 or 4 months back, sold for around $2,000. So this may be the top for the moment until good opportunity shows up. But thrilled to have it. Got a couple more at CGC. You know how we roll on this channel. So that will end the 6.5s. Now onto 7.0 and beyond. Okay, so up next we got Showcase 55 in a 7.0. First solo Golden Age Green Lantern in the Silver Age. First Silver Age appearance of Solomon Grundy. Origin of Hourman and Dr. Fate. This book is amazing. It's got a fantastic cover. He's on the cover along with Hourman and Dr. Fate. Really deep purples, amazing colors. This is one to look out for, and I think a very underappreciated Showcase book. So, my opinion. Batman 136, 7.0. Again, Sheldon Moldoff cover. Classic Joker cover. Some say this is the first Silver Age appearance of Joker. That could be an entire video in and of itself. That being said, when I see really nice Batman books with Joker on them, I'm going after them. So, amazing book. Has a date stamp on the back too, so that's really cool. Really cool book from 1960. So, you'll love to see it. Next up, this is my first graded book ever that I ever had. This is Superman 199 and a 7.5 off-white to white pages. My brother bought me this book years ago. And at the time, the book was around $100. And I was terrified at the idea that there were books that cost like more than $100. So I went to a local shop. I sent it in to get graded. I actually paid extra for it to be graded at a faster, like a more expensive tier, so it would come back more quickly. I did not clean and press this. Great book though, and has a very intense amount of sentimental value. The first Superman and Flash race, Carmine Infantino, Murphy Anderson cover, Jim Shooter story. This is a very classic DC book and story. Superman and Flash racing, it feels like that's been around forever. Just really important. Next 7.5, a favorite character of mine. Blue Beetle #1 in a 7.5. First appearance of The Question. Steve Ditko cover and art, and Steve Ditko and DC Glanzman's story. Just wow. He's down here. Really cool book. Again, there's a cool date stamp on the back. I don't know. I really like the date stamps, but this is an amazing book, especially in 7.5. Just wow. Thrilled to have this one in the collection. Cool book to look out for. Next up, in an 8.0, we got Batman 244. This is signed by Neil Adams. Just classic Neil Adams cover. And this is my favorite one, even though some would argue it doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's got all of Batman's clothing off, but his pants are still on. How does that work? I don't know. I don't care. I think it's a great cover. Really good one. So thrilled to have that. I may think about trying to get into a more high-grade copy eventually, but really thrilled with that copy. Presents amazing. Next up, we got Green Lantern 73, Gil Kane cover. This is just a classic Green Lantern pink cover, Silver Age from 69. Is this silver or really early bronze? I think silver, right? Just Star Sapphire books I think are really cool. Love the all pink. I found this book raw, sent it in to get graded. This is a book I'm definitely searching for in higher grade, though, just because it's tough to find. I love DC books that are tough to find in high grade. I'm a big fan. Speaking of DC books that are tough to find in high grade, this is Detective Comics 345, which is the first appearance of Blockbuster, Mark Desmond. 8-0 off-white to white pages. This is a hard book to get in high grade. If you talk to Batman peoples, which I do, tough book to find in high grade. I don't think I've even ever seen higher than a 9.0 or 9.2. Just a tough book. Really awesome purple cover. So, on to the A5s. Okay, so X-Men 129. This is the first appearance of the Hellfire Club. You know, Kitty Pryde, White Queen Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, Chris Claremont story, John Byrne, and Terry Austin cover and art. Great book. Used to have a 9.6, sold it when it skyrocketed. Glad to have an 8.5 back in the collection. Fantastic book, and with so many characters in it, hard to go wrong. A lot of people are specking on X-Men books. It's not the worst book to grab a copy or two of and just tuck away for a rainy day. Showcase 73, origin and first appearance of the Creeper, Jack Ryder, 8.5 off-white to white pages. These showcase books in high grade I'm a huge fan of. So there's classic DC character and it's a Ditko cover. Again, the deep purples, greens, reds, really amazing presenting book. So eBay purchase, found that raw and sent it in to get clean pressed and graded. Really thrilled with how it turned out. Next up, we got a Showcase 79, the first appearance of Dolphin in a 9.0. Again, these showcase books in high grade, excuse me, I'm going to keep saying it, tough to find, and I think just really good buys. So you can find them, but in my opinion, some of the showcase books, once you get to 7.0 or higher, they start getting a lot tougher to track down. So, really great book. Next up, another classic. We got Detective Comics 400, the origin and first appearance of Man-Bat. This is the 400th anniversary issue. Again, a Neil Adams cover. Man-Bat, I still think underappreciated, still think has room to grow, and in this kind of grade, I'll take it every time. So I was thrilled to pick that one up. Next up, the 9.2s. We got Batman 234, the first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. This is a Neil Adams cover. And again, major Batman rogues in 9.0 plus. Spectacular. Just spectacular. So, thrilled to have this one. Put you right there. And then my next 9.2. This is a rare book. Tough to find. This is the final issue of Static. So Static 45 and a 9.2 white pages Mobius cover. You can find them on eBay, but you're going to pay. And you're going to pay big time. Hard to get this book at a more affordable price, but it is an amazing cover. I picked it up raw and sent it in. Thrilled to just own a copy, to be honest. Really amazing book. Very important historically. So, on to the 9.4s, 9.6s, and 9.8s. Let's do it. So, first book up in a 9.4. This is the lone 9.4 in the collection. Mr. Miracle #1. The first appearance of Mr. Miracle and Oberon. Jack Kirby story. Jack Kirby cover and art. One of my favorites all time. a great DC book. I picked this up raw from A1 Comics. They graded it at a 9.4, and it is a 9.4. Yeah, just an amazing book, amazing cover, and one of my personal favorite DC characters. Up next, in a 9.6, we got Swamp Thing, number 7, Len Wein's story, Bernie Wrightson cover and art, and this is the first meeting of Swamp Thing and Batman. Fantastic cover, again, they're both on it, so that's always good when you get the key characters on the cover. Classic book, thrilled to have this. The 9.8 goes for a small fortune, so I am thrilled to own the 9.6. Next up, a tough one to find in high grade, Action Comics 521. This is the first appearance of Vixen, Mari McCabe. Great book. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Tough to find in high grade. 9.6s and 9.8s in this book because of the darker cover. Really hard to find, but I'm thrilled to have it. Vixen hasn't been utilized yet in a major DC story outside of animated, so it'd be great to see her in live action eventually, but really cool book. All right, on to the 9.8s. The first one, thrilled to have this. This is Mr. Miracle 15, the origin and first appearance of Shiloh Norman. Becomes the new Mr. Miracle down the road here. But again, Jack Kirby story. Jack Kirby and Mike Royer cover and art. I mean, it's great. They're surrounded. Really cool cover. And this Mr. Miracle run, 1 through 16 that Kirby did, I'm always trying to find them in the highest grades possible. This is the lone 9.8 I have through that 1 through 18 run. Again, an A1 Comics pickup. They showed it on one of their videos, and I reached out to Wes, and I was like, Wes, I gotta have it. And he hooked me up. So appreciate you guys for that. Great book. Next one up is a feel-good story, Batman Beyond #1, the first comic book appearance of Terry McGinnis. Bruce Timm cover. I bought this raw about 3 or 4 years ago now. Sent it in, came back the 9.8. I was stunned. I sent it in thinking it would get a 9.4, a 9.6. So thrilled to have that. This is a book that has shot way up in 9.8. A modern classic. If you're a Batman fan, it's a good one. And I'm ending on one of my favorite books ever. If you know me, you know the channel, you know this. And that is Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, #1, the first appearance of Carrie Kelly, and the beginning of one of the most iconic stories in modern comic history. Frank Miller story and cover, Frank Miller and Klaus Janson art, with Lynn Varley. Just an amazing cover, an amazing book. A lot of opinions on this book, but for me, this is one of the ones that kind of started everything and kept things going. Just incredible. So this was a big blockbuster deal trade I did with Reggie over at Reggie Collects. Shout out to you, brother. I had a book he was really interested in. He had a book, obviously, I was really interested in, and we made it happen, and I am thrilled. This one is going to be PC for a very long time, so thrilled to have it. So guys, that's it. That is kind of a portion of my comic book collection. From 2.5 up to 9.8, I own no 9.9s or 10.0s, or if, you know, in my opinion, I do own them, but CGC won't grade them that way. That's right, I said it. Starting fights on here. But I appreciate you guys coming by and checking it out. If you've seen the video, you're tagged. I'd love to see what everyone has in their collection. And again, it's good to see books that you don't always get to see, right? Like I love seeing the classics from DC and from Marvel, but let's see the stuff that you don't see around as often. You know, let's see the more unusual, the more eclectic books. So again, shout out to Alex, the Comic Hoarder, for the tag, and to the comic community. Leave your comments down below, guys. What was your favorite book? And I'll catch you in the next video. Later.